Welcome to the Say Yes Movement podcast with Heather and John, where we help you with your personal and professional growth, helping you say yes to all the scary stuff. Hey, Heather, how's it going?
It's going good, John. How about you? It's Monday. It feels fresh. I'm excited to get the week started.
Yeah, no, Monday. Yes, absolutely. I'm super psyched out about this Monday, especially this Monday being special because next Monday I'm going to be in a different place. So I'm really excited about that and looking forward to sharing a bit of that with everybody once I get there. But until we get there, I'm here all week and I've got a pretty packed week and I'm super excited about what we're going to be creating this week in terms of what we got going on. So in terms of your weekend, how are things?
You know what? I am also getting ready for a big trip. So I'm doing a little inventory of everything that I'll need and trying to fit 22 days or 18 days of travel into a carry-on, which I am going to do. But I don't know. Right now, it seems like a jigsaw puzzle that's just a little hard to manage, but I'll figure it out. So,
you know, I love actually that in itself could be a whole topic, right? Like how many times I am like the worst packer. Like when it comes to going away and taking, like I take way too much. It's like almost like I'm moving away for like a month and I'm only going away for like 3 or 4 days. So, you know, it's interesting. Like, why do we do that? Why do we take so many things with us? Like, so, you know, there's a bit of, you know, is it abundance mentality? Is it scarce mentality? Is it just us not being sure about what's happening? Like, I don't know. For those that are listening, do you have the same challenge? Do you pack way too much stuff on your trip? And I'm with you. You know, on this particular voyage that I'm going to be going on, I am going to try to pack the minimum, knowing that I have a washing machine nearby that I can always,
but you have to. No, you cannot do anything but carry on.
Right. So, you know, anything more than that, I gotta like just not do it because I will take stuff. And then, you know, what's the worst is you take a whole bunch of things and then you never use those things. It's like, why am I carrying around all this extra stuff? But, you know, this is a metaphor for life.
It's so, John, it so is, right? We just carry this baggage around with us. We never use it. We go back. I have, yeah, that is, let's go there. That is so true. I clear out my closet. I have a rule in my closet. So for my clothes, I'm allowed to buy new things. I want to buy new things just like any other girl does out there. But every new item that comes into my closet, one item has to leave. And so I'm never allowed to add any hangers to my closet. If one item comes in, one item goes out. And it's a great process because that means I'm actually thinking, all right, do I really want to add this to my closet because I have to let go of something. Am I ready to let go of something? And, you know, this is, I don't know where I heard it on one of those, you know, HGV TV shows. And it was a really good process. And then another process, if you want to know what you don't wear very often, is you can turn all the hangers around. And then only when you wear it, do you put it back on the proper way. And then whatever, you know, 6 months later, whatever hanger is still the other way, you don't wear that outfit. So it's time to let it go.
I think the rule is one in, one out, right? So, and you put in, something else needs to come out. And it's a good opportunity to take those things that you no longer wear and donate them, right? Because, you know, the way I look at it is maybe something that I no longer use. And actually, you know, because of the changes that we've both gone through, there are things in our closet that no longer fit us, right? Like we're just at a point where it's like, I'm swimming in my shirts, I'm swimming in my pants. And so, you know, it's, you know, unless I want to go back to that, because I think the fear is, well, you know, we're just going to go back into our habits, into our routines and the way we were. And we end up keeping those things. And you know what happens? We end up going back and filling back into those things. So I don't know about you. Let's get rid of them, right?
Yes. If something doesn't fit you, either way, right? Here's the thing. Either way, oftentimes we keep that and girls, we keep that dress that, I'll fit into it one day. And, you're really subconsciously saying to yourself that you're not good enough as you are right now, right here. And I know that, clothes can help build our confidence, but if you're holding on to something that's old, then you might be holding on to the old patterns of thinking at the same time that then will not help you get to that future version of yourself that's going to look amazing in another new dress. In fact, you probably will look even better in the next dress that you're going to buy than the one that's sitting in your closet and you're waiting till you are going to fit into that. And it's a mindset change, but you're holding on to old patterns and beliefs. You're holding on to that dress, and it might actually be holding you hostage from becoming the future version of who you are. So don't let your clothes be your hostage keepers. Let them go.
As you're saying that, I'm like, oh, I hope Diane doesn't listen to this episode because I'm gonna be in trouble.
No, she should listen to this episode.
No. Well, so she's very good at this, right? She's very good at just clearing, because you're right. We are holding on to things, and I have a tendency to hold on to things, right? And I don't know why I do it. And I'm going to say, well, maybe it's my upbringing, right? Because I had parents, like, I don't know about all of you, but I had parents that, growing up, they didn't have a lot, right? So they grew up on farms, they grew up in small villages, like they grew up in really small places. So having any sort of belongings was like, it was a big thing. So you never let go of things. But the thing is, they got to a point when they got here into North America, we end up buying bigger houses so we can store more stuff. Right? Like how many times do we do that? It's like, well, we need a bigger place because we have more things. And one of the wisest things I ever heard, I remember I was at an event back in 2021, at the end of 2021, and we were in the process of looking for a new home. And I was sharing with this gentleman, we're in the process of buying a new home. We need a bigger space. We got, adult children now who are in the 20s and they need space. And he's like, listen, man, just get rid of all that stuff. It's just stuff. Like, you don't need it. And I'm like, easy for you to say, you're not married to a European woman. But it was just a very different thing, right? And when I reflect on it, and I think about it, I think about, how many times do we just need more space for just more things that, and here's the thing, and I know you've gone through the exercise, I've gone through the exercise, when your parents pass, right? They have their own homes and they have houses. Like, what do you do with the stuff? You don't keep it,
no,
right? Like, listen, I'll share this with everybody, and this is something I've never shared publicly, so I'm going to share this. When I cleared out my dad's home, right? Like, he had a big house. We had 5 bins of, like, 5 big garbage bins, like the ones that come on a truck and they drop it in your driveway. We had 5 bins full that they took away of things that we cleared out from the house. Like, it was just so, like, and I'm like, you spend your whole life collecting the stuff, and what for?
Yeah, there's
Right?
there's an emotional tie to it. The same experience. So I've lost my parents too, and we actually had to downsize them. So they moved a couple times before their end of life, and each time it was emotionally really hard for my parents to let go of those things. And I actually watched the emotion that they had of not wanting to let go, and I knew it was from their childhood. I knew it was from their upbringing. I know that it was that feeling of, I don't have enough, and therefore I am not enough. And so that emotion was what was getting brought to the surface. And both me and my sister, we watch Hoarders and the TV show, and we watched it, I think, honestly, as therapy to make ourselves feel better, because our parents weren't as bad as the TV show. I don't think a TV show would have been made, but it was pretty harsh. But to watch someone go through the emotional turmoil. And, so ask yourself, when I purchased this thing, I had a vision for where I'd wear it, what I would do, how it would make me feel, and just check in. Is it still making you feel that way? And that's the whole concept of, of the girl. This is, does it bring you joy? I forget her name now, but that concept of, if this item brings you joy, keep it. If it doesn't bring you joy anymore, let it go, and actually let it go to bring someone else joy. I'll tell you, every time I drop off things at a donation, there's a place that I can actually bring them in person, and and sometimes I actually go shopping too, because you drop something off, like, wait a minute, I get to bring something back. And sometimes there's some cool art that people let go of, or some furniture items that people let go of. And at the cottage, that's a perfect place to bring in an old item for recycling, which I think is also a beautiful thing. But this thought process of, do you need to leave this stuff for someone else to deal with, or could you deal with the emotion of that right now and let it go, or at least acknowledge that it exists? So if you're going in your closet today or looking in your cupboard, just acknowledge that it exists. What the best one is, John? Tupperware. How many people have a drawer or a closet full of Tupperware where there's not enough tots? Do inventory and just let
clean
them go.
up. Yeah.
I know it's not great for the environment to throw out plastics. Just don't buy the plastics anymore. Buy the glass ones, but let them go. Let them go.
Yeah. No, and somebody's saying, so good morning, Felicia. Thank you for jumping in. And somebody's saying, I've actually downsized and it's caused me to purge. I couldn't believe how much stuff I had dragged from my house to the house. Felt great to release it. Yeah, one of the times that you end up releasing a bunch of stuff is when you move, right? So my parents lived in the same house for 30 years, right? So there were things that were not purged, but as you were saying all of this, I'm like, how many times are we holding on to things that are even broken? Broken stuff. It's like, okay, one day I'll fix it. Right? One day I want to, but all these things that we hold on to, that we say one day to, right? They end up occupying space in our minds, right? Like those things don't get released. And I know we're a little early on this, but what are like one or two things that you can release today? What are 1, 2 things that you can finally put either in the recycle bin, put it in the donation bin, like give it away to somebody that could use it more than you can?
Yeah.
Right. And the reason why you want to do that, and the person said it, it felt great to release it, because you're no longer, because that is all occupying space in your head, right? Like it's all occupying space in your consciousness. It's like, well, I still have this thing. One day, and I'm going to do the same, right? I'm going to take 2 or 3 things that I know that I've been like looking at, and I got a couple of sheets on my wall here. I'm going to release them. Like if you're no longer using them, like we even do it with emails.
Oh God, yes.
Oh, like I don't know how many thousands of emails we're holding on to that we know we're never going to read, right? So just delete them.
Yeah.
Like, the process of release frees you up for new things, right? And you're right. The one thing I love that you talked about is, there's an emotion that's attached to this, right? And we're letting that emotion hold us down, and it's not allowing us to move forward into the person that we want to be. And that's where I think the danger is.
And I think the other thing is we try to tackle it all at once. So people go on I'm going to clean my closet. And in fact, that is overwhelming. Like, why would you want to tackle a cleaning the closet moment? What I do, and here's another great tip, is I just have a recycling bag in my closet. And as I like, oh, doesn't fit me properly, or that's got to go, I just put it into the recycling bag, and it's sort of in the corner of the closet, so I can't see it. And when it's full, that's when I bring it for a donation. So I've made multiple decisions over days or weeks, and no decision was too much for me because I made it each time. But when the bag is full, here's what I visualize. I visualize that those clothes are going to have a story. It's kind of like the sisterhood traveling pants. They're going to go on a journey. They're going to go travel, and they're going to go meet somebody. They're going to meet their future owner, and they're going to have an adventure. So I actually have a storyline in my head for where those clothes are going to go. And I might even, because I have a lot of corporate clothes, I even visualize someone going for a job interview wearing an outfit that I might have worn going for a job interview. And I visualize them getting it. So I actually put all these positive intentions into this donation. So not only does that bring me joy, but I actually, can feel the energy that's going out into the universe. And of course, when you put that kind of energy out, guess what comes back to you? The same energy.
Yeah.
You're attracting that in. So, I know that might sound a little bit silly, but guys, this is a mindset hack that me and John, we teach our clients to do it. We do it ourselves. Nothing we teach, we don't do ourselves, and that we haven't tested and tried and done it. So if you're thinking, oh, I don't want to let go of that dress that I've been holding on to, visualize someone wearing it, going on this romantic evening, and they get proposed to. They're just feeling the most beautiful selves that they possibly can, and you made that happen for them. So that's, fill it up with some stories that'll bring you joy.
No, I love it. But Felicia's saying, I love my VV boutique value village.
Oh, I love that. Yes.
Yes, I have a value village nearby, right? And she's
we're hitting some points here, John.
Thousands of emails.
We're
hitting something. We're hitting, So I just wanted to take a moment. So, you talked about donating and giving clothing to people that are going through the process. And I know for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the organization, but there's a nonprofit that accepts suits and formal attire wear. So people who don't have enough money to purchase their own garments for interviews can go pick up a garment and then go to their interview. I can't remember that for the life of me. I can't remember.
We'll have to get it. If any of our listeners knows it, put it on.
Yeah. So I'll do a quick search and I'll find it. But I think about, just the opportunities, for us to be able to give back and create impact. Right. So sometimes that one dress shirt that we end up donating, that one blouse, that one skirt, those one pair of pants could make an incredibly huge difference in somebody's life. Right. And we're holding on, like we're almost cheating ourselves and cheating others by not giving. Right.
Oh, so true.
So
John, I'm going to give you another hack. Okay. I'm full of hacks today.
We're full of hacks today.
So let me tell you how I can travel with carry-on only and also have multiple outfits. When I get into whatever country I'm visiting, if they have secondhand stores, I go shopping in them. And when I'm done, I bring the clothes back and I drop them back off. It is a fantastic hack, and there's always some new retro styles or something cool, some cute summer dresses, and it works in almost every country that I've been in, and it's fantastic. And I also bring clothes that I can donate so that I have a little bit room in so that also happens in a carry-on. So nice. That is another way to recycle abroad, not only just at home. So a lot of times I'll bring the shoes that are on the, I'm done with those shoes after that one vacation, and then they stay in that country. So another fun hack on how you can travel with a carry-on, but also have enough clothes that you look cute every day.
Heather, I feel like I've gotten myself into trouble. I'm sure this is the one episode that Diane's going to listen to, right?
Of course it is. I'm going to text her right now.
She's going to be the one episode. She's going to say, what? You need to what? Remember what you said on the call? Yes. Yeah, we're going to clear some stuff.
So you're the one that holds on to things. So I love this because we teach what we have to learn, right?
Yeah. And, as I'm looking at my desk, I'm like, ooh, it's time to do some clearing, right? Yeah, no, 100%. We hold on to emails, we hold on to clothes, we hold on to pieces of paper that we're not going to do anything with. So file it or dump it, right? Like just, file it or put it away, just get rid of it and clear the space that clears your mind to give you what it is you want for yourself, right? And, it's funny because I used to be one of these people. My story was, well, I like the clutter because I know where everything is, right? The truth is you don't, right?
You don't.
You're still looking for stuff. So, taking that opportunity to really just, take a second and clear what you need to clear. And, the one thing that we've shared so far today is that there are so many opportunities for us to give back in ways that we don't even know. And, taking that one piece of clothing today, actually, as I'm saying this, there was a lady in my Toastmaster club years ago. She did a speech on socks, right? And the one thing that, people who are homeless and don't have, their own clothing, they're always short on socks.
Mm.
Right. So, and out of that speech, she created a drive, and I think we donated like 100 pairs of socks. Right. So there are things that we take for granted that we have that, are, I'm going to consider them luxuries. And if they're just sitting there and they're not doing anything, then let's do something with it today.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is your call to action. And, there's a lot of comments in the feed today. I'm like, whoa, we've hit a chord with this one.
We've hit a chord. We've hit a chord. And it's time to clear the items in your household, and it's time to clear the clutter in your head, because we want to create a clearing for you that starts now, and we do it in small increments so that 2024 is going to be your best year yet. And of course, we'll say the same thing in 2025 and 2026, because guess what? We get smarter and more knowledgeable, and we make better decisions as we get more I guess older, but I'm not worried about the age. I'm more worried about the impact we want to make on the entire world. So your call to action is really simple. Go look in a drawer, in a closet, check out your shoes, look at your sock drawer. You probably only wear 5 of those pairs of socks, but you got a whole drawer dedicated just to socks, and figure out that one item that you can give and tell it a beautiful story. Just look at that item and just think about the sisterhood traveling pants of that item and what's going to happen next. John, back to you.
Yeah, sisterhood of the traveling pants. I love it. Yes. So just a quick reminder, we do have an upcoming speaker event where we get to meet in person. So we're going to include a link for that as well. The Say Yes Movement speaker series. We've got 4 amazing speakers lined up. And on Friday, we interviewed Tara. And this week we have an interview with Crystal. So I'm really excited to bring her on Friday to just share her Say Yes story and what she's going to be talking about at the Say Yes speaker event as well. So a link will be included below, but we are here, right? We're here to answer your questions. So let us know on Wednesday when we come back live, that one thing that you've been able to give away, that one thing that you donated, that one thing that you cleared for yourself. We love hearing those updates. All right, everybody. Wishing you all a great day. Remember, when you shift your mindset, you shift your life. Have an awesome one. Take care.